And hello, one and all, and I apologize for the delays, but welcome to my live WWE Royal Rumble 2016 pay-per-view review. Um, and I also would like to send out an apology for the live reactions video that I posted recently, roughly an hour ago. There's terrible audio problems with that, with my Blue Yeti microphone, so I did take that video down. So anyone that did listen to that video, I apologize for the audio quality issues. Getting that out of the way, I wanted to give you my overall thoughts on tonight's Royal Rumble pay-per-view. And I have to say, from the level of expectations that I had for tonight's show, I was hoping for just a good overall pay-per-view. And I felt that this was a good show. Was it a great show? No, it was not. There was a lot that I liked on this show, and there was some stuff that I did not like on this show. But we will get into that. Really enjoyed pretty much all of the undercard. I thought there were a lot of good matches tonight. And then the Royal Rumble match itself. I had mixed reactions on that, but there was some good stuff in there. I always try and, find the positives, even in the worst of things. But we'll get into that. But let's get started. We have our kickoff match. It was the Dudley Boys versus the Ascension versus Jack Swagger and Mark Henry versus Darren Young and Damian Sandow. This was a fatal four-way tag team match. The winner of the match got entry into the 2016 Royal Rumble match. Not really much to say about this match. I mean, the match was what it was. I was personally pulling for Damian Sandow and Darren Young just because I was like, holy shit, Damian Sandow, he's actually on TV. When was the last time that he was even on, WWE TV? So it was a nice sight to see. However, the winners of the match were Mark Henry and Jack Swagger. Didn't really see that happening. I mean, earlier in the week, they said Mark Henry was going to be in the Royal Rumble. Then they said he wasn't going to be in the Royal Rumble. And then they announced him for this match. So, the match was what it was. It really wasn't nothing special. And like I said, was really hoping to see Damian Sandow in the Royal Rumble. I would just like to see them do something with Damian Sandow. The guy is so talented. And just to see that the way that he's been treated, misused, it's just frustrating. So that was the results for that match. And we're going to move on because the first match of the evening, this was a great match. And my match of the night, as soon as I saw this match, I was like, holy shit, this was awesome. This was Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens in the last man standing match for the Intercontinental Championship. What can I say? These guys tore the freaking house down. It was a violent, just amazing match. Really good match. These guys told a great story in the ring. A lot of high-risk moves and dangerous spots. And I like the use of the kendo sticks, And when Owens tried to do, attack Ambrose, and he went right through the barricade. And that was awesome. And then the use of the tables was really good. Another good spot was when Owens was thrown into the announce table and then he took out Michael Cole. Always a good thing when you get him, off the commentating. So that was a good spot. Another spot that was really good was when Owens, he set up these two tables early on. And you knew eventually that it was somehow going to come into play. And towards the end of the match, Owens set up 4 chairs in the middle of the ring. And Owens eventually went to go up to the top rope, and Ambrose would actually come back, and he would send Owens through the tables on the outside. And Owens would not be able to get up to the count of 10. Therefore, still retaining his Intercontinental Championship was Dean Ambrose. I was happy with the result. I like both these guys. They're really talented. So if either Ambrose or Owens won, I didn't have a problem with it. I thought both guys looked really good in this match. Definitely a great way to get the pay-per-view off to a good start. I really have nothing bad to say about this match. Definitely my favorite match of the night. So props to Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens. Good job, guys. And then the next match was the Tag Team Championship match. It was the New Day versus the Usos. The match was what it was, excuse me. I was surprised to see how much the Usos got booed during this match. Yeah, I knew they were going to get some boos, but I was surprised at the amount of boos that they got. And I was hoping for WWE to take note, and I would do an Uso heel turn. Don't know how you feel about that. Let me know down in the comments section below. I'd like to know your thoughts. But if the Usos, they just feel stale at this point. And I do like the Usos, but I feel like if they would turn them heel, it would change up their characters and give them something different, something fresh to do. So, like I said, the match it was a solid match. It wasn't great. The one funny spot was when when was it? They did the Big E did the chops to Jay in the chest to the beat of the New Day Rock, so that was kind of funny. I mean, I just love watching New Day. These guys are, when they came out at the beginning, like the promo was probably better than the match itself. You're talking about Francesca, the trombone, and just the way they have them in the crowd, the crowd in the palm of their hand, excuse me. New Day is so entertaining. They're just fun. They go out there, they be themselves, and hearing those Francesca chants, it was just like, wow, that trombone, he was really over with the crowd. It just amazed me. They were chanting that during the match, and like I said, not a bad match, but excuse me, I've seen this match way too many times in order for it to feel as special as it should have felt. Towards the end of the match, it looked like the Usos might have possibly won. It looked like, the way it was going. But Big E made the tag. Jay didn't see it. He hit the super kick to Kofi. Jay went for the Uso splash, but Big E countered him with the big ending, and the New Day retained their tag team championships. So the right team won. Glad that the New Day retained. And what I would like to see next is a fatal four-way tag team match. TLC, by the way, at WrestleMania. That's what I'd like to see them do for the tag team championship scene. Excuse me. I feel like it'd be the good step to go with. You throw a team like the Dudley Boys in there, the Lucha Dragons when they're healthy, and the Usos and the New Day. And I think that could be a tremendous match to have on the grandest stage of them all, fittingly. So, like I said, not a bad match, and I was glad to see that the New Day won. The third match was Alberto Del Rio versus Kalisto. I thought this was it was a solid match. I enjoyed it a lot. Was definitely surprised at the outcome. I did not see Kalisto beating Del Rio. I was hoping that he would, but I was worried that WWE was just going to have Del Rio beat Kalisto and move on. But that is not what happened. Kalisto defeated Alberto Del Rio after he hit the Salino del Sol for the victory. And it was nice to see Kalisto pick back up the United States Championship in a very solid match. Early on, Del Rio got a lot of offense in, and Kalisto eventually, as the underdog, he had to fight his way back and fight that he did. And once, I love seeing Kalisto on offense. He hits all his high octane moves, and he's just flying around in the ring, and the crowd was getting behind him. I was getting behind him. I was really hoping that he would win this match. And there was a part of the match where Del Rio attempted this move, and it looked like Kalisto hit his neck. It did not look good. It looked like they botched a move, and then they were able to kind of get out of it. But the way that Kalisto landed had me worried that he might be injured. I hope he's okay. But if you've seen the match, you know what spot I'm talking about. And I just hope Kalisto's okay, especially after just winning the United States Championship again. I hope he has a good run with the title. And one idea I would like to see that I've heard is I would like to see Neville versus Kalisto in a ladder match at WrestleMania for that title. I think that could be a tremendous match. And it could give these two young guys the opportunity on the WrestleMania card. So, solid match between Alberto Del Rio and Kalisto for that U.S. title. And then we had the Wyatt family. They cut a backstage promo. Bray basically said they slaughtered the beast on Monday, and the chosen one, Roman Reigns. So now they will all fall one by one. And by the end of the night, Bray said everyone will be in his hands. He will have the whole world in his hands. Good promo by the Wyatt family. Then we cut backstage. We have another promo. Excuse me. Paul Heyman and Stephanie McMahon. And Heyman basically talks up Lesnar being in the Royal Rumble match tonight. And Stephanie says, as long as Lesnar takes his aggression out on Roman Reigns, she'll be happy to renegotiate Brock's contract, as Paul stated earlier. Heyman says that's how she feels. Then tonight, the Roman Empire will get taken to Suplex City. Always enjoy seeing Paul Heyman and Stephanie, backstage promos, because, there's definitely tension in the air, They go way back. There's a lot of heat between the both of them, and you can definitely tell when they're doing these segments together. You'd have still some heat there. So, always great seeing Heyman and, Stephanie, did what she did. So, it was two good backstage promos. I really enjoyed them. And then we had our fourth match of the evening. It was the, Divas Championship match. It was Charlotte versus Becky Lynch. I enjoyed this match. Enjoyed it a lot. Like I said, this undercard was really solid, really enjoyable. And it definitely helped the flow of this pay-per-view. The first hour and a half, up until the Rumble match, it really flew by. And in this match, I really felt like it was great just seeing the crowd behind Becky Lynch and booing Charlotte as the heel. We wanted to see Becky win, come out on top, and be Divas champion. And it looked like there were times during this match where she was going to get that victory. There was one part of the match where Ric Flair, Becky's on the outside. And Flair actually, I believe he kissed her, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he kissed Becky, and then he does his little strut. I was like, what the hell's going on here? So, you got to love Nate. Woo! So, definitely, you knew there was going to be some involvement from Ric Flair on the outside. And just as it looked like Becky was going to get the victory, Charlotte would hit the spear. And then, Becky would eventually, knock down Ric Flair. And Becky tried to get Charlotte in the disarmor. But Rick gets back up on the apron, throws his sport jacket on top of Becky, and then Charlotte connects with the spear, and she picked up the victory. So I saw this match going either way. It was either going to be Charlotte or Becky winning or Charlotte retaining. So I was okay with this outcome. What I liked after this match was Sasha Banks, the boss, returned. Got a great reaction. She made her way down to the ring. Basically, Charlotte was beating down Becky, and then Sasha made her way down to the ring. And then Sasha kicked Becky out of the ring, and it looked like, her and Charlotte were going to be on the same page. Charlotte looks like she's going to take a hike, get out of the ring. And then Sasha comes from behind and locks Charlotte in with the bank statement. Charlotte's tapping out. It's a great segment. I'm loving it. The crowd's loving it. Great to see Sasha Banks back. And it looks like what I think they're going to do is have Charlotte versus Sasha Banks at Fastlane, and then hopefully set up for a triple threat match at WrestleMania between Charlotte, Sasha Banks, and Becky Lynch. I think that would be tremendous. It'd be a nice direction for the women, for them to take. And it would be something that I'm all for. So all in all, a solid match with a great return by Sasha Banks. So up to this point, I was really enjoying this pay-per-view. And it remained to be seen what the Royal Rumble would hold. And then we get to the 30-man Royal Rumble match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. The Royal Rumble match itself, compared to the last 2 years, I didn't think it was that bad. This was not, a terrible Royal Rumble. You can argue the winner of the Royal Rumble match, as you all know, was Triple H. Would I have liked to have seen a guy like, say, Dean Ambrose win? Or Bray Wyatt, who was my pick to win the Royal Rumble? Yeah, I would. And I really didn't feel like the Triple H and Roman Reigns feud, if they were going to go that way, which it looked like, I didn't think it needed the title, but they are going that route. And as soon as Triple H came out at number 30, excuse me, sorry, I apologize for the sore throat. I had a feeling either, they were. I was pretty sure that Triple H was going to win the title when he came out at the number 30 spot. Because Bray Wyatt, he was still in there, but eventually he was thrown out. And then you had guys like, Jericho and Ambrose in there, and I think who else? Brock was already eliminated. Earlier on in the match, Brock was eliminated by the Wyatt family. So it looks like we are going to be getting the Wyatt family versus Brock Lesnar going into WrestleMania. I am okay with this. If only the Wyatt family and Bray Wyatt would finally get that big signature win that they desperately need. If that's not going to happen, thank you. And Dolph Ziggler was one of the final guys remaining. I appreciate that comment. Kind of jumping around here, but what was I saying? Bray Wyatt and Brock Lesnar. I'm interested in this feud, but only if Bray Wyatt would finally get that big signature feud win that he has been lacking. I mean, he did beat Chris Jericho. He won that feud. Other than that, I mean, he's pretty much lost all of his other feuds. And how are you going to build him up to that credible level if he's just going to keep being used and fed to guys, So definitely looks like that's where they're going. And I will not forget to mention this. At number 3, Reigns was number 1. At number 3 was AJ Styles. Yes, AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, made his debut in World Wrestling Entertainment. And it was definitely, it was a surprise. We knew he was coming. Wasn't sure if he was going to be on Raw the next night or in the Rumble. It's great to see him in the Rumble. The crowd loved him. We were all going crazy. And it was great to hear him get that type of reaction. TNA being in Florida for that long, he definitely made his name known down there and all across the world. So it's great to see a phenomenal talent like him finally enter into WWE. Let's hope they have plans for AJ. I thought he did fairly well in the Royal Rumble match. I'm glad they didn't eliminate him, early to throw him out like he was nothing. They shouldn't have done that. And I was okay with Kevin Owens eliminating him, to say. If it had to be somebody that would eliminate him, I'd rather it be Kevin Owens, rather than somebody like Kane or The Big Show. And thank God that they got them out, the Rumble, unlike what they did last year. I mean, I was worried that they were going to do that again. But Braun Strowman, was able to eliminate Kane and The Big Show. So it was great seeing AJ Styles in there. Also got to say, it was great seeing Sami Zayn in the Royal Rumble. Definitely went crazy for that. I was like, yes, Sami Zayn. I was hoping they would do it. And they did the first part of my scenario. Sami Zayn would eliminate Kevin Owens. And it looks like we're probably going to be getting Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. So that's a match that I'm very much looking forward to. And I hope they go with the scenario that I laid out, in which in the upcoming triple threat for the number 1 contendership on NXT this week, have Kevin Owens interfere and cost Sami Zayn his opportunity, because he cost Owens his opportunity in the Royal Rumble. So it would be nice to see them continue that storytelling progression. But it was great seeing AJ Styles in the Rumble. Great seeing Sami Zayn. They set up possibly a Brock Lesnar, Wyatt family feud. Roman Reigns got beat down, and then he was eventually taken to the back by the League of Nations. That happened fairly early in the Royal Rumble. Didn't really care for this because you knew Reigns was eventually going to come back out, and he got a mixed reaction from the crowd. So that was worrying to hear, because I knew if they would have Reigns win again, that would not help his case with the crowd. But he did not win. He was thrown over by Triple H towards the end of the match, and then it came down to Triple H and Dean Ambrose, and we were all pulling for Dean. We were like, they were going to give it to somebody. Give it to Dean Ambrose. I mean, the crowd was really behind him. Like I said, we were all behind him. And it looked like, he might just, eliminate Triple H. They put that seed of doubt in our minds, but eventually Triple H was able to get Dean Ambrose over the ring, and your winner of the 2016 Royal Rumble is the King of Kings, and the now 14-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Triple H is your Royal Rumble winner. Like I said, not sure how I feel about that. Still trying to get my thoughts about it. But let me know down in the comments section how you all felt about the Royal Rumble match itself, the undercard matches, and your overall thoughts on the show. Did you enjoy the Royal Rumble pay-per-view? I, for one, the grade that I'm going to give this show is going back and forth on it. I'm going to give it a B+. I mean, compared to the years before, this was a major improvement compared to the last 2 years. The undercard, like I said, was good. Was the Royal Rumble match great? No. Could it have been better? Yes. Was it terrible? No. So it was somewhere in between. So yeah, before I lose the rest of my voice, those are my thoughts on the Royal Rumble 2016 pay-per-view. Thank you all for watching this live video. I appreciate it. Once again, sorry for the delay. And stay tuned tomorrow night for my live Monday Night Raw review. Tune into that. Should be posted around 11:15. We can try and go live for that. And stay tuned for more video content coming to my channel this week. And with that, I am out. Peace.